Hi Jack, this is a video to go through the process of adding Google Maps to the blog modules. Um, uh, it's reasonably complicated. There's quite a bit to do on here. I'll go through it quite quickly, and obviously if you want to go through it a couple of times or give us a call and I can talk through the trickier bits, but I'm sure you'll have no problems following along. So previously what we did is at the Mount Clarence Parklands we've added this text and we've added these images. So what we want is underneath here we want to add a Google map for your visitors reference. So what we need to do is go to the post. So this is the Mount Clarence Parklands post, the back end of the website, and you can see here we've got the text that we put in previously, and this is the short code or HTML if you like, but this is the short code for the gallery. It's very important when we're putting in the Google Maps code, which I'll show you how to get in a moment, that we're on the text tab. It needs to be inserted on the text tab. So what we need to do is go to Google Maps, which I'm sure you're familiar with. Now what I've done is just done a search for Albany, and then on zooming in I can find Clarence Parklands here. Now what I need to do, if it's a recognised place, which this is, which is great, if I hover over here and click, when that little box comes up, it'll actually give me Mount Clarence Parklands, etc, etc, this little pop up. Now if I click on the More button and press on Move Marker, it opens up this top window, which you can just close. What it does give you is this little bunny hopping marker. Now I can drag that to wherever I want. I want to actually drop that at Mount Clarence Parklands, and then what I want to do is click on that and again click on the marker to get the pop-up, and then what I'm after is directions. Clicking on directions brings up the window on the left hand side, and if I start typing yeah, Seaside Resort, if I select, because you've got a Google Plus local listing, hit return, that will actually give me a route. Now this route isn't perfect, it doesn't actually even go to Mount Clarence Parklands. So what I can do is actually grab the B marker, the destination marker, and I can actually drag that to where I want it. So I'm pretty happy to put that at Mount Clarence Parklands. Now obviously this isn't the route you'd take if you're walking. Not that I've walked it, but I assume that there's probably a cut through that will actually take you up in a more direct route. But if someone does want to drive, then this is a fair indication of how to get there. So what we then need to do, we're pretty happy with this in terms of the location of Balneaire. It's pretty much got that spot on, and we've pinpointed Mount Clarence Parklands. Now what we need to do is get the code. So on the left hand side over here we've got that link symbol. Click on the link symbol, and then at the very bottom of that window you've got customize and preview embedded map. Now what it says here is iframe width is 425 and height is 350. That's a little bit boxy for the blog page as we've got it designed. So what we have deigned as to be a nice size is actually 500 pixels in width and 200 in height. So it's a little bit more letterboxed than that. So we actually want to customize that HTML. And we do that by clicking on that. That'll pop up. First thing you see, customize map size. If we go custom and then select 500 there, 200 there, and you'll see that size changes. Now that's a little bit zoomed in, so we can use these buttons here to zoom out a touch. That looks good to me, it's recognizable. And if you just click anywhere in this window and then select all, and then copy, and then what we need to do is go back to the blog post and very simply after the gallery, after the last bit of content on that page, and then paste. Once that's done, we'll click update, and preview changes. Now, for some reason, the preview changes, the Google Map often doesn't load on the preview change. So if you click preview changes and the next tab along, it'll open up a new tab, and it hasn't. So all we need to do is reload. When that's live, and when you load the page live, and when a visitor comes to it, the Google Map does load, but it's a vagary of preview that it doesn't show it. And so there you can see the Google Map. You can see that's an interactive map. So if anyone wants to zoom in, zoom out, or interact with that map, they can do. And you can change the view as well if you want to have a look at satellite. And also down the left-hand side, you've got View Larger Map, which will take you to the map that we have just created with the exact location. And so that blog post is pretty much done. As long as you're happy with the categories that it's been added to, yeah, that's it.